Hi, everyone. Kyra Schaefer here, and I am the CEO of As You Wish Publishing, the co-founder of As You Wish Publishing, and I work a lot with leaders in their industry, with experts in their industry, and with people who write books about their industry. And I am very, very excited and happy to talk to Kevin Pedri today all about leadership. Kevin, tell us who you are.
Well, my name is Kevin, as you said, and my company is called Core Coaching Academy. I have 15 years experience as an entrepreneur. I have 30 plus years in self-development, and my mission in life is to help inspire, encourage, and motivate people to do more, to be fully present, to be fully mindful, to be fully excited about what they're doing in life.
I love it. And if you guys are joining us, please write in the comments. Please, if you have questions that come up, please write any questions that you have. So the thing that I got right before we popped on was, and then we'll just flow through whatever comes up because I can make some big promises. I mean, if we want to, at the end of this talk, you may feel like you can become a better leader, and you might feel like you already are a better leader and you're getting validated. You might get some tips, tools, tricks. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Magical things are going to happen. All Absolutely. Right. So the thing that popped in was be the type of leader you would want to follow. Because I think being a good leader is also being a good follower, is being allowing yourself to be led, allowing yourself to be teachable, allowing yourself to grow and develop. One of the things I was talking to Liz Dawn from Mishka yesterday was, I was like, I come to these big, massive events with these leaders that talk about, all kinds of personal development and wellness and motivation and all this kind of stuff, because I want to see, how do they talk? How do they act? How do they treat my staff? How do they treat other people? What do they do when they come off of stage? Things like that. Because I think that that's a part of being a good leader. Can we learn? Kevin, what do you have to say about those types of things?
All right, here we go. It's like winding up.
Let him go.
I love it. Thank you. I'm excited about this. I love this conversation so much. And one of my favorite quotes of all time is leadership is action, not position. And I really try to think about that in all areas of my life. And a friend of mine recently, and a pastor friend of mine said recently, and it really resonated with me. He said, sometimes we go to church to learn, and sometimes we go to church to teach. And it just really resonated with me. And it reminded me of how we show up in all situations. And leadership means that we give and take, we learn, we listen, we can be, we can really be able to adapt to what's going around us. And I have 3 children. And one of the funniest things that I have come to realize is that although I am the leader of the tribe, they teach me so much. And there's so many moments that I'm like, when they call me out on things, or if I've too rough, or if I've been, just like a jerk or whatever, and they just look up at me in this just certain way, there's some sort of intuitive thing that goes, gotcha, kid. I know you're right, and I'll work on it. Right. And so I really love that, because I really think that, everybody in the online world wants to be an influencer, and they want to sit up on their soapbox and talk down to people about how they know everything and follow them. And it's something that's just really a big pet peeve of mine, because that's not leadership. And leadership is so much deeper than reciting quotes and reciting information and regurgitating information. It's about having a equally beneficial, inclusive conversation, and making sure that people feel connected and in love with you, and in love with your energy. And so that's kind of the starting point, I think, for this conversation, is that leadership is about deep connection.
Mm-hmm. That's so true. And something that you and I have had sessions together and talked about numerous things, specifically surrounding leadership. And one of the things that we worked on was, being a good leader also means having boundaries.
Yeah.
and having, being able to have that space where we can kind of re-energize and get clear and all those kinds of things. And at the same time saying, this is my price point, or this is how I show up for my clients, or this is how I do these books. Yeah. There's no negotiating in the way that I do things. And I think that, and you and I have talked about too, we're willing. A good leader, I think, is always willing to listen.
Yeah.
We'll listen and we'll see, does that fit in with our process? Does that make sense? But ultimately, I need to take a minute, take a step back. Do I want to do this way or that way or whatever? Because everyone has an opinion.
Yep.
And you can't, I think you talked about this with me too, just kind of like they're running around going, hey, look at me, hey, look at me, hey, look at me, instead of being in that grounded place. So I said a few things there. Yep. Do you have any insights on any of those things or feel drawn to any of those?
I do. And I think and this is like the big message, and it's for all of us, and we all have to do it at some point or another. And, all the stuff that you and I have talked about around this is because I have to also do these things. And leadership means that I have boundaries. I'm strong in what I have to say. I can still be fun, and I can still be playful, and I can still be all of these things. But when people come to us as the professionals and the experts, a lot of times what people end up doing is they give in too much and they feel bad for people, and they let people run their excuses, and they're not strong because we don't want to hurt their feelings, and we don't want to, push their buttons. But to be a strong, person in leadership, it means calling people on the things and being real. And it's a hard thing. And a lot of people in our society, we don't do it, right? George Carlin says, we all love an honest person until someone's honest with us, and then we're an asshole, right? And I love that because it's so true. It's like, be honest with me, be honest with me, be honest, give me feedback. Oh, shut up. I don't want to hear that. And I know for myself, it's the same way. I love feedback, but I hate feedback, but I need to hear feedback because I need to get outside of myself, and I need to see what I'm doing. And, for me, one of my big boundaries and the things that I have had to learn through my family and with my wife, because she's just the sweetest, kindest, gentle person, is I can be aggressive. I can be so outward and so like, and she's like, what the heck, man? Like, what's your problem? Right. And so we've had to learn like, oh, I'm being aggressive. What's going on? And, we all want to act like we have our stuff together. And being a leader doesn't mean that I have all my stuff together. Being a leader and showing other people leadership doesn't mean that I have all my stuff together. It means I'm walking the path with you. I'm doing all of the same things with you. You know what I mean? It's almost like, who are you to talk about that? Your life's a mess. Well, yeah, maybe in some areas, right? But I have a lot of strength in some other areas, right? Like, right. I mean, I'm here to share. And I think that's kind of the thing. It's such a weird thing. It's like, I'm only going to listen to people who are like the highest level people. And I'm only going to take advice from, the people who have 6-pack abs, in the wellness industry, or I'm only going to, work with the publisher that has the, million, right? And it's like, it doesn't matter, right? It's like, we need to talk about today. We need to talk about being straight. And so I kind of went a little bit on with that, but as business owners and entrepreneurs, we need to be straight with our clients. We need to be straight with potential customers. We need to be straight with people in our family. And people always talk about like, I don't know what to say, and I don't know how to say it. And, I have all these things I want to say, but I don't know how to do it. It's like, say it. Just say it. You know what I mean?
Just start.
Just start. Right. Yeah.
My husband and I have been doing this meditation practice. And by the way, if you're popping on, please comment. Please say hi to me. I want to see your faces. And I also want, if you have any questions on leadership, or you have comments that you have wisdom around, please share that. But Todd and I have been doing this practice And it's a breathing exercise, and we breathe in and out with each word that we say. And it is okay. So you have to do it twice a day, right? So we got that consistency thing going on, and it's for 15 minutes. So we'll set a alarm or whatever. And I'm sitting there and I'm doing the breathing and, like, okay. But before I try to even begin, before I even start, Todd says, hi. Before I even start the breathing exercise, I have got boom, 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 boom. You guys, other things to do. There's other stuff you got to do. Why don't you do this? Oh, you know what? You're just going to fall asleep anyway. And I'm like, okay. So if you are someone who knows that you are becoming a leader, you already are a leader, and you have some of these things popping in to pull you out of what you know is right, what feels good, what matters to you, and what matters to other people, we have to quiet that down. And for me, it's one process, which is 1, 2, 3, go. Just go. Pull off the Band-Aid, do the push-up, do the thing, walk out the door, whatever it is, do the thing, take the breath, and then go from there. Be messy with it. You're allowed to be messy with it. Dorothy says, hey, Kyra. So thanks for joining us. So do you have any tools or tips around getting started and getting the gumption under you to be that leader you are?
Yeah. It really is. It's about, my biggest thing is getting really clear about what you want to do and how you want to spend your time. It's like, I like the idea of drawing. I love the idea of playing guitar. I love the idea of like all these different things. And then I realize it's like, I don't have time to do any of those things right now. And I keep committing to these things, or I'm just using that as an example, right? And it's like, I'm like trying to do all these things. We need to get really clear. Everybody talks about like, there's not an all or nothing thing, but it's like, there's an all or nothing, or all, or well, let's just say in or out. I don't want to offend anybody, all or nothing kind of thing, but you're either in or you're out. And I think that in order for us to be really clear about what we want to do and how we want to spend our time in life, is we have to look at the picture. And a lot of people don't like to look at the picture. They don't like to, they don't like to see the reality. They don't like to see that they're not necessarily happy. They're not necessarily doing things they don't want to do. It's like, when I think about sitting for 10 minutes, I meditate every day, and because I'm ADD. And so that's really good for me. In that time, it's great. The rest of my day though, it's super hard. And I have to really look at it, and I have to say like, gosh, I need to prioritize, and I have to continue to prioritize. I have to continually get real with myself. And then I have to get real with people in my life. Then I have to get real with colleagues, and then I got to get right. So that's my biggest thing. Get real with yourself, and ask yourself, why can't I sit? Why can't I start this? Why can't I be successful with this? Right. A lot of times it's because you don't really want to be doing it. A lot of times could be that you're actually just completely overwhelmed and buried, and you haven't prioritized yourself.
Yeah.
So
I find dread is a big deterrent. Dread really comes in for me sometimes. Yep. There's a project that I'm working on that I actually kind of dread a little bit, and I'm not 100% sure why. I think primarily when I take this next step in this particular project, when I take the next step in it, it's going to pour on a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of information, a whole bunch of duties and activities are going to start piling on. And I feel like I'm not ready to go there yet. And because I don't have the energy, I have the energy, I can do anything, but it just doesn't feel joyful to me. It doesn't feel pleasing to me. And I know I will be like walking through mud on it. So I think knowing the priority piece, knowing what feels good. And I know that there will be a moment where suddenly it'll all feel right. And then I'll be like, oh, I got it. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. But before then, I feel just this level of dread.
Well, you know what? And I'd like to add here, because I think, this is a really important piece that I found along my journey. It's like everyone thinks that goals happen like this, right? And it's like, I guarantee you, if you're really introspective about it, every goal starts like this, and then it goes like this, 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 then it kind of starts going like this, right? And it's like that happens in everything. It's everything from, just watch it. And when we can just start to see that that's the human experience, then we can find ways to start slowing down and saying, what do I need right now? And let me tell you, this is why I'm so frustrated with a lot of these, like, get rich quick. Let me show you the 15-step system. Let me show you the perfect thing, because damn it, you can't, it doesn't work like that. And it's like balancing your business. And this is what you and I've been talking a lot about. It's like, I want to be a great CEO. I want to be a good leader. I want to be filled with passion. That's all great. Okay. I can have my products. I can have the things I really love, but then I got to do the damn steps, and I have to balance those steps. It's like, if I want to make a retreat, then I have to realize that there's nothing easy in the steps wise it's easy, but to get 25, 30 people to something, it takes time, right? And it's like, and then people are like not charging enough. And then they're like, then they put in like 100 hours before the event even starts. And you see, and it's just getting really realistic about things, because I think so many people they're not inspired because they keep doing things that at the end of it, they're discouraged because they didn't get the results that they wanted, because they weren't realistic at the front of it and said, this is what it's going to take to build it.
Oh,
and I see it everywhere.
Yeah, that is so huge. And Todd, so we're filling this goddess retreat right now, and that's not the thing that I was talking about, but we're filling this goddess retreat right now, and there's so many different philosophies flying around in my head around in what way do I want to fill it? How do I want to connect with people? What do I want to do? How do I want to talk about it? How do I want to present it? All that kind of stuff. And then Todd will just kind of walk in and he goes, did you promote it today? And then walks away, and I'm like, oh yeah, yeah. I forgot that part, and that's is part of it too. It's like, because you get so stuck in all the things that have to happen, and if you're the leader of your own world, and even if you're just a leader of yourself, just like you said, I've got it every day. Yep. How am I touching back to home base, and how am I grounding myself and knowing the next thing I'm supposed to be doing and all that kind of stuff. We're leaders in lots of different areas without even realizing it. And that's one thing, but I'm lucky to have someone who will always pull me back down into reality.
Because there is, it's just like, if you want to lose weight, you know what I mean? It's like, we can sit here and talk about it. It's like, hell yeah, I'm ready to go. That's why they love me, right? They're like, yeah, we're going to heal and we're going to lose weight. And, Kevin inspires me. And then like 2 days later, they're like, this is stupid. I don't want to not eat bread. I don't want to not eat, dairy. That's a dumb, Kevin, even though like we agreed on that. That's a stupid method, right? And then all that like primordial behavior comes out.
That's just the ego trying to convince them to stop doing whatever it is that's going to make them happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, and more at ease in their body and mind. Yeah.
And that's why I'm telling everybody, the secret sauce to your success in every area is getting real with yourself. And you have to really understand that if you're going to succeed in anything, I don't care what it is. I don't care if you want to, I don't care. It's anything. You better have an emotionally invested attitude that says it's more important than the failure, because there's no other way around it. And I don't care what people say. Everyone's like, well, yeah, you don't want to be all or nothing kind of attitude. That's exactly what it takes. And I'm sorry, like everyone keeps saying that to me. It's like when I realized I was an alcoholic, I didn't namsy-pamsy about it. It was like, it was finally like, you either stop drinking or you die or you kill somebody or worse. I don't know what could be worse than that, but it's like, it's a decision. It's like, I've had enough. I'm done. Right. It's like, if I'm going to write a book, which I'm doing because you inspired me, I have to be invested. I have to see the purpose of it. And it's like, if you're going to build a business, you better be so damn inspired and you better be so damn clear about what you're doing. number one. And then the number two piece is that you gotta look at the pieces, and you gotta see how you're spending your time. You gotta like, where are you going to invest? Who are you going to hire? Who are you going to work with? Right. It's like, everyone's talking about making money. You got to be a leader inside of this thing. You got to like know all of these steps. Everyone's full of crap. And that's my mission in life. I'm going to be real with people about this, because it's like, look, everybody comes to us and they go, I want results now. And I'm like, you sure? You want it in 90 days? Okay, here's the fast track. Don't do any of these things.
For that.
Yeah. It's funny. It's like, okay, in 90 days, you can lose 30 pounds almost guaranteed, but there's like no room for error. Can you do it? Oh yeah, no problem. I can do that. No problem at all. You sure? Right. So that's just being realistic. Right. And it's like, everyone wants to say like, in 90 days, I guarantee, and I'll give you, this money. It's crap. You can't.
Yeah, I know. It really, really is. Yeah. Hey, we got a comment from our friend here. Love this content. Great advice all around.
Oh yeah. I enjoy this conversation.
Somebody's watching, Kevin. Somebody's watching.
That's scary. We're open raw here. No.
Yeah, right. We're bearing our soul.
Yeah,
but
right.
really, we're just saying facts. Kevin is just saying facts.
If you want to be happy, Kyra and I talk about this a lot. If you want to be happy, you have to be clear in your vision. You have to, and part of that is you have to have fun, and I love your spirit. I love how you show up and put the bunny ears on, and, you have fun, and yet, but you're like so deep and so, thoughtful and thought provoking. And, we've just had,
right before we came on, guys, like Kevin and I had a deep conversation about the role of white people in racism. And I had my ears on the entire time.
That's right.
We have hard things that we talk about, and we have hard things that we connect with, and we have hard things that we face, every single one of us, every single day. And if we can't play, that was my trap. And before I met Kevin, who helped me break through some of my passion and purpose blocks, I was like, oh, I can't do that. Oh, I can't say that. Oh, I can't be that. And he was like, fuck that. Yes, you can. And I was like, I'll go get my ears then.
Yeah. I'm working with the client right now, and, he's going through this really hard time in his personal life. And, the funny thing with it is that we get so like buried into this idea that we have, like, how we are is who we will be forever. Our character is who we are. There's no way to be different. And when you start to show people the opportunity to be different, when you start to say like, yes, there is an opportunity for change, and yes, I can tell you because I've been there, they go, huh? Right. And it's almost like, huh? And I think a lot of times people talk about faith in regards to like things they can't see, but really faith is about actually seeing what you want to believe and see, even though you don't have it yet. See, people go like, I have faith in this guy and this guy in the sky. And yet, what are we doing to fill in the places where I'm supposed to be a better leader, to be a better person, to go on my own journey of self-discovery, right? It's like faith is active. Visioning is active. It's not like put a dream board on the wall and walk away. It's, I'm going to do this every day. It's the way I speak. It's the way I show up. It's the way that I share my message with the world. I don't in one sentence say I'm very kind and then tell you to fuck off in front of me, right? I might in situations. Yeah, that's right. Well, in situations I probably will, but let's get real, right? If we want to be inspired, encouraged, and motivated, if we want to not be burned out, then you have to get real and you have to look at it. And I think that's the biggest problem with our society is we're not getting real. We're not getting honest. We're not getting real that we're not happy. We're not getting real that our life is a struggle. We're not getting real that our business is struggling because we're not happy in it and that we hate doing many things inside of it. And until you do, you're not going to change. you're going to just keep, amassing information and, putting your head down going like, the right opportunity is just going to happen one day. I'm just going to wake up and it's going to be there. No, it doesn't work like that.
It doesn't. And I do, and also, God helps those who help themselves. And I think that things like intention, prayer, affirmation, meditation, all of the things that connect us to our source, that bring us back to our home base, to our heart, our soul, our being, all those things are very important. Yep. But if you don't take any action behind it, like Kevin is saying, it can be empty, a little bit empty. Now, if I have a retreat that I'm doing, or if I have a class I'm doing, a webinar, a summit, and I'm like, yes, it's going to be amazing. It's great. And I got all the people and I got all the elements and I got all the things. And then, did you invite the audience? Did I just pray about it, get clear, super aligned, but didn't tell anyone? Well, what am I doing? And to me, that's a core part of leadership is helping people know you're available to support them. Leaders are not there to be supported by the people that come to them. Well, that's a big thing. We don't get love as leaders. We don't get love from our audience. Our job is to give love to our audience. And then our audience is like, this is a source for healing. This is a space that is safe for me. This is where I belong, because I can tell that he is not looking to get anything from me, and I think that that's when we feel that inauthenticity trigger, when we see these dumb marketing approaches online that say, I'll teach you the secrets to the universe in 15 steps or less. And it's like, dude, you can't. It is impossible. Now, unless you're coming to my house and doing the shit for me, it still wouldn't probably get me there, So it's interesting.
That's right. And, again, and I want to take it back again, because I think with that whole thing is until we are absolutely clear, absolutely 100%, it's that I'm going to change my life. I'm going to change my life today. I'm going to do it. It's still going to take you probably 3 to 6 months to integrate that. It's still going to take you I don't know. I mean, just for whatever small thing, maybe just let's just say I want to stop eating bread. That could take you a little while. I'm going to drink milk. I'm not going to drink milk anymore. That's going to take you some time. And you're going to have to work through all these things. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about, what you were saying there, is our clients come to us because they want to be led. They want to know that we can help them. And a lot of entrepreneurs are namsy-pamsy because they're afraid of hurting people's feelings, where it's you're not doing the damn work. And because you're not doing the damn work, you're not getting anywhere. Okay? I'm not responsible for you. That's leadership. And that's not being a jerk. It's I can inspire you. And I have to kind of figure out at what level do I need to play with these people? Because people are very finicky and they don't really like to be told what to do. You know what I mean? And it's and that's kind of rough. I've really had to balance that, because I come from a very straightforward family where it's this is how it is, Kevin. This is what you need to do. It's even though you're right, we got to figure out a different approach, because you're blowing my hair backwards, even though I don't have any, right? But I can feel it. So it really is about that. It's really saying get real with yourself. Right. Mm-hmm. And again, I will make a change today. I'll make a change.
Mm-hmm. I like that. Todd has a question for us. Why is it so common that business owners don't get more real with themselves? Why do you think that happens?
100%. It's this. People say like, if I say it out loud, it will be true, right? It's like I show up every day and I don't complain about going to work because I don't have a choice, right? I'm the breadwinner. If I show up and start complaining, in my mind, I'm like, I'm weak. And I think that if we really get real with ourselves, I mean, I remember like finally breaking down in one of my transitions, moving into, a new, I was like breaking down, crying to my wife. I said, I'm tired. I'm done. It's like, I'm making great money. I've got endless clients. I got all this stuff. It's great. But I'm around a bunch of people that are not necessarily inspiring me, people who just don't really get it, people who don't want to do their work. And so partly inspiration, partly I'm not being real, that I'm not stepping into the biggest place of my passion and purpose. Everyone is playing safe because it's easy to play safe. I could go out and open a clinic tomorrow and be busier than probably anybody in this town because I'm dedicated. I know what to do. That's my smart place. But if you want to be brilliant, because you're going to get burned out, you're going to get burned out right here. Getting into brilliance is terrifying. That's where we need to go if you really want to have passion, because we do. I mean, I never did believe that we had a purpose in this life, but I believe it now. And that purpose is sharing our story and healing. And when we heal, then I can help the next person heal. And then that person will help the next person heal. And then I can go up another level, and then I can help more people and more people. Everybody wants to get on the big stage. Everybody wants to be this massive $1 million company. Well, you don't have $1 million idea. You don't have $1 million personality. You don't have, right? It's just the way the truth is. And I think we have to be real. Like, I want to be there someday. I want to be, I want to really give back. But somebody really close to me made a really good point, and it just changed my life. She said, perhaps God has you in this place right now to help the audience that's right in front of you. And I went, oh, right. It's like everyone. And I was driving to work this morning, and, I had this concept that it's like, we want to make all this money, and yet what really is the value of what we're giving? Right? Like, what really is the value? And we always constantly have to ask ourselves that, whether you want to or not. I mean, at some point you're going to, right? Like, you're going to say like, do I really have value? Am I really doing something that's making a difference? Am I really? Yeah. For some of us, they do. And for others, they just amass money and they go, I'm successful because I'm teaching you how to be successful. And yet you're not teaching me shit. You're actually not that great. And like, all of us are holding on to all these amazing talents.
Yep.
And we're looking up to you like you know more than I do. It's like, you don't know more than I do. And your personality, soapbox. Soapbox.
I tell you, this is great. This is just great. I love this so much because, I mean, you and I have that intuitive ability or feeling ability. And for you, more of a feeling ability, when something's off, when something doesn't seem right, when somebody isn't legit, when somebody is, I mean, even just off in their messaging, they might have the heart and soul of a true leader, but because they got told by some other marketing person that you should show up this way in your marketing, and then it falls on deaf ears because people don't see who they are, really who they are. And then when you come in for the meeting, or you come in for the discovery session or whatever, and they're wearing cat ears, and before they were wearing a business suit, you're like, wait a minute, hold on, I've been duped.
But you know what? And that's just it. And what they tend to do, and what these people do, and it's a trick, is that they turn it around on you that you didn't work hard enough, or they turn it around on you that you didn't do something. And yet there is truth to this, right? Because there's a difference. The way they do it is they say, did you follow my system? No, your system didn't work for me, right? Your system wasn't unique to me. You can't just make your system work for everybody. That's not the way things work. So it's your responsibility as the leader to be able to make sure that you're getting the information across. And it's also important that they are able to implement it and actually go somewhere. And that's why true mentorship is not going to happen in 3 months. It's not going to happen in 6 months. You know, to change a behavior could take you years. Let's be real, right? To grow a business idea and a concept could take you years. I've been battling over and over and over. How do I make it better? How do I make it better? What am I going to do to make it better? Everyone wants to jump online and like make money, but how do you actually process your people? How do you actually have this kind of relationship with them so they have change, right? A lot of them just go like, you need to have a good mindset and you need to be able to do these things because that's how leadership is. But like, is that like, that's not it. That's not the way it works. And it's just like, we're all getting duped to think that we can just follow some damn influencer on the screen. And there's nothing wrong with us. It's that I need to be purposeful. I need to be passionate. I need to be real. I need to realize that in order, again, I like to say that, like, if you want to make $1 million, then you better have a system in place to be worth $1 million, because we're not there yet.
I like when you were talking about, you know, the audience that you have, working with the audience you have. Marianne Williamson talked about, you know, tending the corner of the garden. God isn't going to give you the whole garden until you actually tend the corner of the garden that was given you. And I think, you know, there's so much in that, because I want my little corner of the garden to be so fucking magnificent that you could walk around the whole rest of the garden and you just keep on getting drawn to that corner. You keep on coming back to that corner. I've been to the Japanese gardens in different places. That's my favorite, is the Japanese parts. And I would walk to like through there, and that was my favorite part. The whole rest of the park could go away. So what can we do to make our little part just magnificent? I love that. Just love that idea, because that attracts more.
Yeah. What comes up for me is that it's like this online thing, right? It's like people think that they're going to go find clients online, right? And like think about this. If I went out into my town here and I said, hey, I charge $7,500, they'd go, $7,500, right? That's crazy. No one around here does that. And yet I want to go online and say, I charge $75, and all of a sudden they're going to sell me. They're going to buy it. Yes. But you know, those people are the same people as the people in your town. So if you can't sell to the people in your own town, how the hell are you going to sell to people out in the universe, right? In the other place. So it's like, it's kind of this idea that it's like, get right. You know, get your leadership qualities right, get your sales right, get your, you know, how you're going to show up and serve people right. And then everything else comes easy. But yet everyone's chasing the money before they chase the authenticity.
Yes, because that's the thing, right? That's the thing. You know, I have 3 students signed up for our goddess retreat, and I am in so much love with those gals. Right. I just love them. I think about them every day. I send them a special email every day. I think of exercises for them to do every day. And I just want to kiss their faces off. Right. I don't care if it's 3 people. I don't care if it's 1 person. I just want to be everything to them. That's right. To the best of my ability. And that's what happens when you do that. I don't care. And you've talked about this too in other summits, and you've talked to other experts around this as well, which is those people are your people. And if you stop showing up for them because you're like, but they're not this many people, that's right, then you lose that integrity, you lose that connection that you had intended to have from the very beginning. That's right. I think that's real leadership to me too.
Absolutely. I absolutely 100%. And, you know, think about it. To make big changes and have that 3 people, I mean, that's so special. And we're just getting duped into this idea that like, we're going to have an endless flow of clients just coming through your pipeline and your funnel. And everyone's just going to sign up once you follow this step-by-step process. No, you're not. You're going to have you're going to have like clients that don't even like you because they don't even know you.
They don't know you.
It's a lie. It's a big lie. Like, think about it. Like, to get how many friends do you really have? Right? Let's get real. How many friends do we really have that we can say that are like really, really close? All right. Now think about your clients. How many of those can you actually get on that level? And if you do, think about how long it's going to take you, right? Jeanette was talking a lot about this, and I just loved it, that it's like, if you had 150 people that were like, they just love you and all this stuff, and it's all great. You're like, oh, but I only have 150 people. Oh, only 150. It's like, that's fucking amazing. Right? I mean, like, let's start there. Let's start with like 5, then we'll go to 10, and we'll do 20, right? It's like, we're just getting duped and kicked, and like, you're nothing. You're not. I had this one lady, she was interviewing me for the summit, and she goes, well, how many followers do you have? And I go, the fuck's it matter to you? What's that question? That's right. I got 5. I got 5 amazing followers, lady. All right. And they love me probably more than your 5,000 people or whoever.
Right. Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. I've had that happen too, where somebody said, well, I'd like you to be on my summit. Do you have a 5,000 person email list? And I was like, fuck no. I wouldn't even know what to do with a 5,000 person email list. I would have go to junk mail.
Generally we're talking about like 10% to 15%, right? So it's like, how many people do you really have? You don't have that many people. It's a big fat facade. The whole thing is a bunch of junk. It's like, let me get it. And you said this the other day, it was just so powerful. It just really, really hit for me. And it's still like on the back burner firing away, that it's like, we all have this idea that's like, I want to meet Oprah and I want to meet all these people and I want to be on the stage with them. And I don't, like, actually, why? Right? Like, what do I really want to be there for? Because, the truth is, it's like, I've read their books. It's not like they're going to say anything any different, right? It's like, I know what they think. And yeah, would it be great to have a friendship with them? I'm not going to have a damn friendship with them. I'm not gonna go. I mean, maybe I will. Maybe I'll get to that level where I'll just hang out with them and kick back. But is that really like possible within the next year? No, it's not. Like, if I go down to the street here in Squim and just try to meet somebody, they're gonna be like, all right, you're cool. Like, yeah, maybe we'll get together once a month or something. Like, imagine trying to get together with Oprah once a month. Like, it's just not gonna happen. But what you said, it was like, why do we really want to meet these people? And it's vain. I'm going to elevate myself. And because if I do that, then you're going to believe in me more. If you don't believe in me by having a conversation with me, and you don't trust in me, if you have a conversation, bye. And that's okay. It's completely okay. I don't need you to believe in me. I'm tired of going through life making you believe in me. You can come in and I'll invite you in. And if you think it's something great and you want to work on our relationship, or you want to work on potentially having me help you, I'd be more than happy to.
Yeah, that's so key. That is so key. Simon Sinek said something, and this is old. We know it. Todd was like, yeah, you know that. You've known that, right? But I was like, yeah, but Simon Sinek said it. So let me just say
so it's important. Yeah.
I'm going to validate what I already know. But he said, now I forgot. No, I didn't. He said he would do like, presentations, or he would do whatever. And people would come to him for like a discovery session type of thing. And the first thing the guy or gal would say would be, convince me why I should hire you. And I mean, that's happened to me before in hypnosis, where a gal came in, she folded her hands over her chest like this, and she goes, show me what you can do. And I was like, well, I can't do anything, but you can do something. Why don't you lay down and close your eyes and be quiet? I never said that. I still wanted to say it. It wanted to burst out of me. But I did, like what Simon Sinek said. He said, I'm not going to convince you.
That's right.
you can go somewhere else.
That's right.
And he has, and I have, and you have, and Todd has, and a lot of people listening here have, where we have been in situations where we know that we are just not interested in being pulled around, pushed around, and we know that's the kind of client they're going to be after they've hired us.
That's right.
If anything, it's a great way to disqualify a client.
That's right.
And so that to me is really, whenever we used to do interviews for new clients or whatever, and that's what I would call them. They were interviews, they were intakes, because we're deciding, do I want to spend the next 6 months, 3 months of my life with you, being a part of your experience, being someone that is coaching you, that's connecting with you, that's talking to you, that can love you through difficult times and things that you're going through and can help move the needle on your pain or discomfort. I am not going to convince you that I'm the right person for you. Right. I'm going to say, this is what we do. That's right. And we can maybe move the needle for you, but definitely not with that attitude. So it's an interview process. So when you're qualifying, these are words I had to get into my mind early on in my practice, which was, I'm qualifying you.
That's right.
I am qualifying with book publishing. I'm qualifying the author coming to me. Do I believe in their message? Do I believe that I want to work with them? Because I'm going to be working with them for a while, and I'm going to be promoting them. Yep. And they are going to be a part of my family. They are going to be a part of my tribe, because they're not just a number.
That's right.
And so to me, that's a big piece of it, is recognizing when you need to qualify and keep your tribe safe. That's right. With the people that will be entering it. Oh,
that great point, right? I mean, part of leadership is not just getting people into your group. It's like, how are they going to fit inside, right? Are they going to mess everything up? Are they going to be talking crap behind your back? Are they get? Yeah. People are not getting real with, let's just start a group coaching program then. Okay. Have you ever had a difficult client inside of a group coaching process? Have you ever taught classes and someone's really disruptive? Have you ever taught a class and then people were in the background, going against everything you said? How do you handle that? You see, you're not going to build a successful business if you're not a good quality leader. And I'm going to tell you, just to add on to what you were saying about interviewing, that when I talk to people, and they come with that kind of, behavior, I used to be like, well, let me tell you why, because I'm good.
I did the same thing.
Yeah, and now it's like, well, look, if you want to change your life, it's your choice, not mine. I'd be happy to help you, but I think, we have to get real clear about where you are and what you want. I don't care what you do, because I'm really strong. And so like people, when they get around me, I hold them to the fire. And so what has happened where people go like, oh, I'm scared to come back around you because you're going to hold me to the fire. Well, that's because that's what you asked me to do. You know what I mean? It's like you asked me to hold you to the fire and then you come here all scared. Well, I'm not being a jerk. I'm holding you to the fire and you don't like that. So you have to make the decision. It's your choice, not mine. Let's just clarify that right now. Right. And I know people go like, well, I can go down the street. I go down the street. Let me know how that goes. And when it doesn't work, you can come back and I'll still have the same conversation with you. And I'll still tell you that you have to get off your ass and do the work. And you know what? It's not the consumer's fault, because I was really discouraged. It's like, because customer service is my absolute most important thing. And, pushing people along is so hard. And, it's one of the most challenging things and no one's talking about it. Everyone's just talking about making money. Everyone's talking about freedom and yachts and fucking trips and all, it's like, it's just, you're not going to get there. You're not. I'm sorry. It's a process. Everybody has to go through it. There are people that have overnight success. So I don't want to be like one of those people that go, yeah, Kevin, you don't believe in the law of attraction then if you don't think that you can have it. No, you can have it, but it's not like that. You know what I mean? It's like, you're not just going to wake up tomorrow and then be like a fucking millionaire. Sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Just like you're not going to wake up tomorrow and be 30 pounds less. Just like tomorrow, you're not going to wake up and all of a sudden be able to lift a 150-pound kettlebell.
Well,
You
I
just,
think that it seems that way for some people because
yeah,
they had already put in 20 years of work before they got to this place.
that's right.
You know, I mean, they had already put in a ton of work, a ton of money, a ton of coaching, a ton of investing in themselves, a ton of education, all this kind of stuff. They've already done the investment.
So they go, it's easy. So let me show you. It's really easy, right? It's like these online courses. It's like, well, it's only easy because you have all of your pieces together. Most people who are jumping online, they're not at that level yet. It's like 3 years ago when I was trying to do online, that was so different. And I'm a smart dude, and I'm a quick learn. And the online space changes every freaking month. And you're talking about this, and it's like you can have all your message together and you can be so damn solid. Then all of a sudden algorithms change. Now your landing pages have to be different. Now your ads have to be different. Who the hell's going to do all of that for you? Okay? So it's just, there's just so much to it. And my big mission in life now is to just get seriously committed to being real and honest without holdback, in a loving, compassionate way, but to say you're stuck because you're confused. You're stuck because you're not making empowering decisions. You're stuck because you hate what the fuck you do and you're trying to make it work and you don't even like it. You're stuck because you have a terrible marriage. You're stuck because you have relational problems. And until you fix those, how in the world do you think you're going to show up powerfully for people? You're not. Okay.
That's
So
right.
That's
it's a distraction, if anything. I was completely burned out and lost and hurting before I closed my hypnosis practice. And I noticed, I was like, yeah, I'm not showing up. I can't help people like this. But it was a progression. And it was like, I'm gone,
And this is the journey that we all go through. And that's the whole point. You know what I mean? It's like, until we start and it's like what I shared with you, until we start bringing that other personal side with us and we actually share those pieces, you are not going to, it's like to get people to write a book, to get people to lose weight, to get people to make more money, there's the personal side of things that you have to help people get there. And it's like, this is the piece nobody's wanting to take the time to learn because it's not sexy, because it doesn't give me results right now. It doesn't, but actually it does. But right, it's not like, that's not going to make me money. Oh, it'll make you so much money. You have no idea, actually.
Right. Being who you are, showing up, showing out, being 100%, trusting the process that's real. Will always, minimum, we'll be happy.
That's right.
We may not be millionaires, but we will be happy. I mean, I told someone recently, I said, I've talked myself out of more book sales than into book sales because people just weren't ready. And when they are, they know that I'm a person of integrity. They know that I'm not going to just try to take their money and then give them a crappy product.
That's right.
They know me, and that to me is incredibly important, way more valuable than any amount of money I can get, because that makes me happy.
That's right. Well, I really love this call, and dang it, I have to jump on another call.
I know. I'm the host of this call.
I know. You're supposed to say, get out of here. I could talk to you for hours. I could just go on. I seriously love you. I'm so glad that we made our connection, and you and Todd are great people. And I love what you guys are doing. And yeah, I'm just so thankful to be a part of this.
We love you too, to the moon and back. You have been so instrumental in our health and wellness and business acumen. Hey guys, give us your website for people to go and visit you.
So you guys can find me at core-coachingacademy.com. You'll learn all about my services. You can come and join us in a Facebook group. That group is to really help people be inspired, encouraged. I jump on, do lives like this, teach just real stuff. And starting next week, I'm going to be sharing a ton of stuff. I'm going to have a whole schedule of events. I'm going to be doing all kinds of training. because it's my mission to really help encourage, inspire, help people from burning out, and just to get people real. I want to give it to you real and straight, like no one else is giving it to you. And maybe you'll be uncomfortable a few times of some of the things I have to say, but hey, I think it'll be fun. It'll spark great conversation and hopefully get you off your ass to do even more and greater things going forward. So
Perfect.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys so much for being with us. AsYouWishPublishing.com. I'm Kyra Schaefer. He was Kevin Pedri. And we're just so happy we got to spend this time with you guys.
Yep.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye, guys.